to another episode of Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes. I'm an intermediate player in the game, meaning I don't have any level 85 characters. I've only got a few 7-star characters. But I have figured out some stuff. I've been playing for a while, and this new Rebel team I've been working on has a lot of really cool synergies that I've actually had a lot of success with in the arena, and I'm surprised nobody else has put together a similar team yet. I'm using Admiral Ackbar as a leader. His leader ability, mine's maxed. Rebel allies have plus 25 speed and plus 10% tenacity, and in addition, whenever an ally uses an ability that isn't an attack, they call a Rebel ally to assist. I'll explain this assist ability a little bit further, but there's some times where you can kind of trick the way the game is programmed, and this assist automatically works on abilities that kind of are attacks, and they can be very, very devastating. His basic move, I've got to level 5, maxes out at 8. Quick Shot. Deal physical damage to target enemy with a 55% chance to gain 45% turn meter. It's a trap. I've got to level 6, and level 8 is its max, and you dispel all negative status effects from all allies. Each ally recovers 9% of their max health for each effect dispelled this way. Admiral Ackbar has a 25% chance to gain 40% turn meter. It debuffs and you heal all the time. Debuffs are very common in this game, especially in arena, so he ends up healing you guys almost in full if you're going against tough teams, which is pretty awesome. Tactical Genius. Save this ability only for Fulcrum Ahsoka when putting together this team. There is a reason for this, I promise. I'll explain that later. But Ackbar grants each ally the Tactical Genius effect. The first ally to use a special ability while they have this effect gains 100% turn meter and recovers 30% of their max health. Tactical Genius ends whenever any ally triggers this effect or at the end of Ackbar's next turn. The way you use this is you use Ahsoka's Meditate ability, then you use Ackbar's Tactical Genius, and then you use Ahsoka's Dangerous attack. And I forget the name of it, but we'll be there in a second, and I'll re-explain. But anyway, that's Ackbar. Next person on this team is K-20. He's an awesome tank with a ton of health, which is the main reason I'm using him. He taunts, and he counterattacks. He gives your guys plenty of time for their cooldowns to drop because of his taunt. But real quickly with him, I don't have him maxed yet either, but when I do, his basic ability, the Carboplast Composite Fist, he deals physical damage to target enemy with a 70% chance to inflict offense down for 2 turns, which is also a pretty handy ability. Pretty much every team needs to have an offense reducer. Conductive Charge, once it's maxed, deals physical damage to target enemy and dazes them for 2 turns. And if Cassian Andor is present, then he's called to assist. I don't have him. If I did, I still don't know if I'd put him on this team because I like the synergies with the other characters. But anyway, that's pretty cool. Enforcer, once it's maxed out, whenever K-20 attacks, he has a 75% chance, 100% while debuff chance to taunt for 1 turn. This taunt is dispelled whenever he takes damage. I like it because he only taunts for 1 turn, so he doesn't die quickly like a lot of other tanks do. His taunt's just long enough. Reprogrammed Imperial Droid, once maxed, he has a 97.6% counter chance. The chance is halved, while K-2SO, or K-20 as everybody calls him, is debuffed. In addition, K-20 gains 1% max protection whenever he takes damage. Here's the next one on the team, Ezra Bridger. Very, very necessary, which I'll explain when I get to his moves. Rushing Strike, awesome move. Once you get it maxed out, he deals physical damage to target enemy with a 40% chance to attack again. If Ezra has no debuffs, the chance is doubled. That's a pretty awesome move considering that Ezra does massive damage. People say so many bad things about Phoenix characters, and I use them on a lot of different Rebel teams, just not in full conjunction, and Hera's a terrible leader, but my goodness, Ezra is an amazing character for the Rebels. He's one of the better Jedis in the game, in my opinion. Anyhow, his Flourish ability, when it's maxed out, he deals physical damage to target enemy and dispels all buffs on them. If enemy had no buffs, this attack's cooldown is reduced by 1 and Ezra gains 50% turn meter instead. The amount of damage he does is ungodly for special moves. My guy is only at level 77, and if he hits a critical, it's over 10,000 already. It's awesome. Watch and Learn plays into Ackbar's leader ability so well. For whatever reason, the game has no idea that this is an attack. It must be a glitch in programming, but it's been working to my ability. What happens here is target ally attacks, and then Ezra assists them, dealing 20% more damage. Both attackers gain a bonus based on their chosen ally's roll. Attackers gain 100% critical for this attack. Fulcrum Ahsoka does almost as much damage as Ezra. She's a very heavy hitter. Her and Ezra are two of the heaviest hitting rebels. So when I use this move, I always pick Ahsoka. Facebook popped on. It's funny. I always pick Ahsoka. Ahsoka will attack. And then Ezra will attack. For whatever reason, though, this game programming has no idea that this is an attack, so Ackbar also calls an ally to assist. Usually the AI is pretty smart, and they call on the strongest ally to assist. So most of the time what happens is Ahsoka attacks, then Ahsoka attacks again, hitting critical damage. Then Ezra attacks, doing 40% more damage than normal, and for whatever reason, my Ezra likes to hit criticals. So in one move, I can generally wipe out level 85 characters that are essentially maxed out, unless they're tanks. But level supports and attackers from level 85, this move completely wipes them out of the arena. It's amazing. The final one is Push Through. Sometimes it's good to use Ezra's special a little later on for this reason. Ezra gains 10% offense at the end of his turn. The effect can stack up to 40%. This bonus is reset when Ezra is defeated. Duh. So, it's an amazing move though. He just keeps getting stronger and stronger and stronger. This is probably the most underrated character in the game in my opinion. Bodhi Room is another guy I'm using in here. He really helps out. Remember, Ackbar grants a lot of speed as a leader as well. He's going to deal physical damage to enemy and inflict evasion down for 2 turns. He gets characters to stand still. Spotter. I generally use Ahsoka here too, but you're going to inflict target enemy with evasion down for 2 turns, which can't be evaded. Target other ally gains offense up and potency up for 2 turns and is called to assist. If the target ally is a rebel, Bodhi gains 30% turn meter. He's always going to gain turn meter because all of my team is rebels here in this case. I always use either Ezra or Ahsoka because of their massive offense, and then you're gaining them even more offense up. If you have a stacked Ezra, he's going to hit with 20,000 damage sometimes, just at the level I have him by using this move. And double duty, once it's maxed out, while Bodhi's active, rebel allies with offense up, which is often Ahsoka and often Ezra, also gain 50% defense. And at the end of each of his turns, Bodhi grants offense up for 2 turns to a random ally who doesn't have it. So he's going to grant offense up to a random ally at the end of each of his turns, which I haven't gotten to yet. He's not maxed out, but it sounds so awesome. That random ally is also going to gain 50% defense. So you end up with these guys, after adding Ahsoka to the mix, with a high damage team that counterattacks, that calls assist, that has massive speed and massively high turn meter. It's like a win-win situation here. It's pretty rad. Chirrut's been giving me trouble. The Maul Zeta that I run into in the arena now gives me a little bit of trouble, but this team still can beat teams with even those characters. Her first move, Balanced Strike, once it's maxed out, she deals physical damage to target enemy. This is where it gets cool. Gains protection up to 40% for 2 turns, and grants protection up to a random ally that doesn't have it for 2 turns. So, you got Ackbar healing and debuffing, and essentially cleansing, and you have Ahsoka right here adding protection. It's pretty awesome. She's like other Phoenix characters. She adds protection just like the 2 Phoenix tanks, Kanan Jarrus and Zeb. Meditate. This move is amazing. Ahsoka gains Foresight and Retribution, and each non-unique buff, excluding Taunt, present on other allies for 2 turns, then gains 15% turn meter for each buff on her. So if everybody's buffed out, including her, she gains a ton of turn meter, so often she can attack right after this meditation, and the attack that you want to use with her is Whirlwind. Consume all buffs on Ahsoka and deal physical damage to target enemy. This attack scores an additional hit for each type of buff consumed. You got 8 buffs on her, for instance. She's going to hit an additional 8 times, so 9 hits in total. The target can't evade this attack and has 50% turn meter, or 50% armor loss against this attack. I haven't gotten that far yet. Mine's on level 7, so she's consuming all buffs and the attack scores additional hits. Sometimes they dodge it right now, but once she's all maxed out, it's going to be amazing. So that's the team that I'm using. Let's take them to the arena. Sometimes I win, sometimes I lose. I want to find a fair, beatable team. I'm only ranked in like the 900s right now. I just started playing again today. Let's try them on a full Phoenix team. Let's see how they work. We're about the same power. I don't know if you saw that. The Phoenix team is looking like about 27-4-3-3. And I'm at 27-2-4-5. I'm only going to record this once and upload it once, so hopefully this is a good showing of what this team can do. Yeah, see, I don't like Ezra. I'm going to take him out as quick as I can. Also going to use Spotter. Now my guy's going to taunt. Here's where he gets cool. Watch this. 1, 2, 3. Called somebody to assist and everything. Chopper's toast. Chopper is toast. Just a couple more hits. Let's steal their turn meter. Phoenix Squad's tough though because of the amount of people that taunt. Yeah. Well, I'm not gonna win this one. The abilities were pretty rad at least. Oh well. We'll keep working on them. Since I lost especially though, guys, let me know your thoughts. Do you think this team's viable? Am I gonna have any success in the arena? They sound like a great idea. Normally I got a ton of success. This time, since I was trying to show it off, I didn't do so good. Oh yeah. Got my daily prizes. And once again, guys, thanks for watching.